All right, in this module, we're gonna go over framing and how it's a powerful communication tool to help you get more deals closed. And I can't, just say this enough that framing is one of the most powerful and, significant ways that you're gonna increase your conversion, but also get more rapport and more cooperation from the sellers and the persons that you're working with. And so let's kind of jump into what is framing. Now in this module, I'm gonna have a breakdown of all the different frames that you can use in detail, okay? So the video is just gonna give you kind of a big picture overview of what framing is and how it can be used and why it's powerful. And in the module, there's gonna be a very detailed breakdown of each way you can actually frame. So let's just kind of get right into this. So framing, ABF, always be framing, always be framing. There's a saying, always be closing. Really, we always be closing, but always be framing. Framing, guys, is the structure for communication. It's the communication structure. So framing, if these are your words, if this is communication, the frame is this box right here. This box is the frame. So really, sometimes it's not what we say, but it's how we say it, and that is a frame, right? How you set up a conversation, how you set up a close, how you set up a word track, how you set up a rebuttal to overcome an objection, how you set up a greeting. The frame is going to dictate the success of what you're saying to the seller. Like, are they able to, take in what you're saying and be able to understand what you're saying with clarity? Are they offended by what you're saying? Do they feel good about it? We always want to frame in a way that's going to be conducive for, closing deals, having the seller happy, making sure that people feel good about what we're doing. The frame is important. Okay, so like I said, this video, guys, is just I want to explain why framing is important. And then in this module, all the details are going to be there. But I'm going to give you one quick example of a frame and how it's important. For example, when you first meet with somebody and, you walk in and they say, hey, why are you late? Before they even get into a conversation, that's a frame. Hey, why are you late? That sets a tone, that sets a frame, that sets an energy around the communication. Everything they say after that is filtered through that frame that you set, okay? So whether it's good or bad, right, but it's a frame. Now, if they come in, you come in and they say, hey, it's great to see you, that's a frame. So now everything that they say to you is gonna be filtered through that frame. Even if you were late and they say, hey, it's great to see you, and then they ask you, a couple minutes later, hey, is everything okay? I noticed you came in late. They're gonna view that much more differently. So your frame is super, super important because you can get your message across in a way that it's still powerful and it still gets the deal closed, but it's not coming off in maybe a pushy way, an aggressive way, or a way that's gonna make the seller not feel good about what they're doing. So always be framing in every situation, always be framing, ABF, always be framing, always be framing. In this module, take these different frames, apply this on your day-to-day, use it in your day-to-day training, always set the frame. Listen, people remember like 80 or 90% of the first piece of data that they hear from somebody. So the first things that you say to somebody is gonna hold most of the weight. That first impression, the first things that you tell them, it's going to dictate the rest of the conversation. So always frame from a place of, positivity, closing deals, frame everything into a positive frame that's gonna benefit the seller, okay? It's not about us, it's about the seller. Frame for the seller benefit and you will close deals.